Hey y'all, hey. I hope everyone is doing well. So today I'm going to practice my reading. I would like to bring you along. And I like to read articles based on how to, making me more knowledgeable about things. So the name of this article, and it's from healthline.com. Lifestyle changes to slow MS progression. Okay, so this article is medically reviewed by Heidi Mawad and written by Sarah Lindberg. It was updated last December 2023. Okay, so let's just hop into it. Okay. All right, so let's go. Some lifestyle changes combined with disease modifying therapies, DMTs, that's like the medicine you take. That's the term for it, okay? May help reduce MS symptoms and slow disease progression. These include exercising and ceasing smoking, among others. Multiple sclerosis is a chronic inflammatory condition of the central nervous system. Your body attacks myelin, which is the coating that protects the nerves in your brain and spinal cord. So let me show you an example with my cord. Okay, so this is your nerve, right? You know there's wires in here, right? But this plastic is keeping it together and protecting them. This black part will be considered the myelin sheath, okay? In your brain and spinal cord. Lifestyle changes alone won't stop the disease progression. However, they may help, which they do, because I've changed a lot of my lifestyle. I changed a lot in what I did, and I've seen, through my efforts, like disease progressing is kind of stable right now. Everything I go through is crazy, but stable. All right. However, they may help reduce symptoms, lower the number of relapses, improve overall health, and adapt to and compensate for the effects of MS. Okay. Number 1, it says quit smoking. If you smoke. Quit smoking if you're a current smoker may have a big impact on MS. The authors of a 2020 review suggest that smoking is a risk factor for MS. In particular, smoking has been associated with increasing the risk of MS, as well as worsening the disease's progression and the severity of symptoms. The National Multiple Sclerosis Society also suggests that people who smoke may not get the full effect of DMTs. That's the medicine. However, people who don't often see smoking as a risk factor in MS, a 2020 study involving 29 active smokers with MS found that 52% of participants were unaware of a relationship between disease progression and smoking. Smoking cessation may improve MS symptoms, the number of relapses, the level of disability, motor strength, and cognition. If you're interested in smoking cessation programs, talk with a doctor or check out the resources at smokefree.gov. Ooh, I'm starting to get a lot of pain. Hold on. Okay, so we're just gonna do this with the pain because I really want to get this article done. Help with my brain and stuff like that. Okay, so number 2. All right, let's talk about number 1 first and foremost. First of all, I smoke flower. So when it was number one, quit smoking, I was like, I think they're talking about cigarettes. So I'm just going to have to study a little bit more into that because my neurologist suggested for me to, partake of the flower and get my license for it, okay? Which helps with a lot of pain, a lot of like being able to eat, like just so many different symptoms, as well as inflammation. When I don't, my inflammation rises, and then I have to resort to pharmaceuticals, which is what I want to prevent, ingesting in my body because I already have enough. Like, this has cut down. Like, I used to be on over 40 pills, and I've already taken my morning pills. So this is what I want. I don't want any more than this. This, including the chemo, like, and these are vitamins. Well, there's a B12 in here. That pink one is B12. But then vitamins, and then these are pills. So, yeah, for me, it helps, especially with CBD, for pain relief. Oh my gosh. The topicals, I'm just going to have to do a whole video on the little things that I use, like, in that context. So y'all let me know if you want to know a little bit more about that because I like the science behind it and I have benefited from relief. Okay. Number 2 on this list is reduce alcohol consumption. I'm going to read it and then give my thoughts, okay? Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. One more. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God, excuse me. I'm not cutting that out. All right. Drinking alcohol can temporarily impair balance and coordination, which could make the impact of MS worse, according to the NMSS. That is NMSS is the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. So that you know. For example, you may feel more off balance than usual while under the influence of alcohol. Alcohol may also cause nerve damage, neuropathy of the peripheral nerves, leading to weakness and sensory loss. MS may cause weakness and sensory loss due to brain and spine demyelination. Remember the myelin sheath. Demyelination is when it starts breaking down and you can start to see the wires inside. Okay. Where are you at? So these added effects can be debilitating. Alcohol may also interfere with certain medications due to the effect it has on CNS. Because of this, a doctor may recommend lowering your alcohol intake. Okay, so sorry y'all, I stopped drinking alcohol because I realized that I was having more problems than I needed to have with it. One, the alcohol definitely reduced a lot of my pain, and like I hid from my mental problems with it. I used it in a non-healthy way. So I decided to just stop. And that has made some of my symptoms a lot better, especially with chemo. And that's when I realized, when I started chemo, I realized I'm a lightweight with this now. Because like I can't take this infusion twice a year and drink. No, it doesn't work well. So I stopped. Okay, so number 3 on this list is incorporate moderate exercise. And y'all know that I am big on moving the body as much as you can. So let's go ahead and jump into this section. Moderate exercise may help improve a range of MS symptoms, including balance, fatigue, mobility issues, and pain. I don't know about the pain. Well, for me, ah! I don't know. But anyways, okay, article. It's important to find an exercise you enjoy that's at an intensity that works for your fitness level and ability. A 2020 report suggests that people with MS should aim for 150 to 300 minutes of exercise and physical activity per week. Why can't they put that in hours? Why, like, okay, focus, focus. Focus on gradually progressing based on your abilities, preferences, and safety. If it hurts, stop, back up, rethink, take a pause. Some activities may include walking, swimming, cleaning, gardening, yoga, resistance training. So those, my favorite 3 of that list is not necessarily walking, swimming, yes, yoga, and resistance training. Gardening, I used to like to garden, but you know, I don't live in an area where you can really have a garden. True. You gotta have, like, I live in the city, okay. Cleaning, like, if I clean, that's all I do. I'm not gonna be able to eat. I clean and then I go to sleep and then I wake up the next day. For me, I can only like focus on one huge main task for the day, and then after that, my spoons are gone. If y'all been following me, you know about the spoon theory. So if not, check that video out. Okay. The NMSS also recommends water workouts for stretching tight muscles and improving flexibility. However, the pool temperature should not exceed 84 degrees because excess heat may worsen MS symptoms. Before starting a new exercise program, it's important to speak with your healthcare team. A physical or occupational therapist experienced in MS can also develop a personalized program and monitor activity. So the pool part, okay, those of us with MS that are super, super sensitive to temperature, it could drop a half a degree and then I'll be like, and then my whole body will go into a spasm. It's freaking wild. But with the heat, the heated pools, I love jacuzzis. And I can get into a jacuzzi, and I love saunas. I cannot get into a sauna. That is one thing I used to love. And I lived in Europe, Sauna Central. Like, there's this place I used to go. They had, like, it's the biggest sauna, like, thing in Germany or in Europe. I forget at that time, like 20 years ago. They might have something different. But anyways, I love me some good saunas. I really do. You sweat out the impurities. And I love hot tubs to relax my muscles, right? But the hot tub, I can only get in for a couple minutes and then I seriously feel the effects. I have suffered from heat exhaustion and heat stroke before, and it is not pretty. So that was before finding out, excuse me, y'all, before finding out that I had MS. So it's tracking, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, so the next section, number 4, is make dietary changes. Yes, but for you and your body composition. Here we go. It just said it. A balanced, nutrient-dense diet is essential for overall health. There isn't one diet proven to slow MS progression. However, a 2022 review suggests that eating some foods may help reduce inflammation and promote nerve protection and repair. These may include lean protein sources and foods high in antioxidants. Those are blueberries, as an example. Curcumin, I know what that is, but I forget at the same time. Okay. Vitamin A, vitamin D, polyphenols, fiber, omega-3 fatty acids. And I like to get my omega-3 fatty acids through salmon. I love salmon. Okay. Here's a table of some foods to include or avoid in your diet if you have MS. Foods to eat. Okay. Fresh fruits and vegetables, lean meats, whole grains like rice, oats, and quinoa, plant-based foods and grains, fatty fish including salmon and mackerel, healthy fats from flaxseed, olive oil, avocado oil, eggs, legumes, nuts, and seeds, low sugar, low fat yogurt. Now, here are the foods to avoid, some of my favorite foods. I tend to eat these in moderation, though. I haven't cut it all out. I have at one point. I felt amazing. My gut was so healthy, but I want to try to slowly get my way back to, that. Okay. So foods to avoid: saturated in animal fats, processed red meat, and processed red meat. That would be your processed red meat. Okay. Highly processed foods and ready-made meals. Fried foods like chips, French fries. Foods in high sugar. Foods high in sodium. Sugar sweetened drinks such as sodas. Oh my gosh. You know what? Let me finish reading this. Some diet plans may help you find relief if you have MS. However, the evidence is mostly anecdotal rather than scientific. Okay, so you know how I've gotten over the soda thing? I take, the bubble water, like sparkling water. I'll take that and I'll put juice, like 100% concentrate juice or something like that. And I'll put that in a glass and then I'll fill it up with the water. Same thing. In Europe, that's called a cholet. In Germany, it's called a cholet. So my kids always wanted soda, and I'm like, oh, you want an apple cholet? An apple soda? I take apple juice and mix it with the bubble water, and you really can't tell the difference, especially if you started on a lower sugar diet. So that would be something I would test out. And don't take regular soda and put water in it and think that's going to work, because I did that and it doesn't work. It tastes awful. Okay. So we got 2 more to go through. 5, 6, and 7. 3 more. Okay, y'all. Sticking to a consistent sleep schedule. I know this is difficult for just about everybody. So getting enough sleep is important for general health. However, it's even more critical for people with MS. According to a 2017 study, sleep disturbances may be a trigger for an acute MS relapse. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention lists the following habits to improve sleep. Get 7 or more hours of sleep per night for people ages 18 to 60. Wake up and go to bed up at about the same time each day. Keep the bedroom dark. And these are tips that can go for anyone, okay? I think these are just generalized tips. As I'm looking through, this part is for everyone, not just people with MS. So, okay, hold on. All right, wake up and go to bed sometime. Keep the bedroom dark, quiet, and at a comfortable temperature. Get physical activity during the day. don't use tobacco, avoid alcohol, large meals, and caffeine before bedtime. That one was a little bit difficult for me to do, but I get back to you on that one. Give me 1 second. Keep your bedroom free from electronic devices that could unnecessarily interrupt your sleep. Okay, so the avoid alcohol, large meals, and caffeine before bedtime. I set my bedtime between 9 and 10. That's the allotted time I give myself to start winding down. So the last meal I eat, and I made it a rule to not eat after 8 p.m. So, you know, my last meal that I would eat would be like between 5 and 6:30. That would be my dinner or my largest meal. And then, I go about a couple more hours and then I head to bed. So that works for me, especially with me, like my symptoms, especially with the nausea and not even being able to eat, having to resort to other things it's so weird, y'all. Okay, let's get to it. Number 6, follow your treatment plan. The best way to manage MS symptoms and slow disease progression is to follow the treatment plan recommended by a doctor and healthcare team. According to the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke, this includes medications approved by the FDA that could delay the progression of disability, reduce relapses, limit new disease activity. It's also essential to follow a treatment plan for other health conditions that may worsen MS symptoms or disease progression. So other things can trigger the MS to be like, what the fuck? Ah! Okay? That is exactly how it happens. If you don't take care of your whole body, it's saying to MS, oh, we need to continue damaging this. So if you have diabetes, you want to make sure you are controlled. Start bringing your A1C down to normal levels, and that will improve the symptoms you get or how often you get them with MS, especially with the digestion thing, like the gut health. All right, so we touched on this last one. It says avoid triggers. Okay? Avoiding MS triggers when possible may help prevent relapses. Common MS triggers can include extreme hot temperatures, extreme cold temperatures, illness, stress, missing out on sleep, and getting overheated. I always wear layers, and I learned that I need to keep my midsection free so I can get a breeze up, or I will overheat. And even when it's freezing outside, I'll be, if I have a regular, it's so weird how I have to do things now in order to prevent a flare or a symptom from being like, hey girl, what's up? We here for the rest of the night, and maybe tomorrow we might make a trip to the emergency room if you feeling it, okay? And I'll be like, oh, it's like a roller coaster, and you're going all the way up, right? And you're like, your head is back and you're regretting it. Well, me, I'm regretting it, but I'm excited. I'm not excited. Oh shit, I pissed myself. Okay, so it's kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you were able to take anything from this article and my side notes. I would say you can use a lot of these tips in your regular life, whether you have MS or not. So I'm going to go ahead and stop because my voice, you hear, is getting raspy. I'm not used to talking, and which is why I'm doing these videos where I'm reading and I'm talking, because I literally have no one to talk to all day. And the reading helps my brain. It helps my cognitive. It like works. When I don't read, I get stupider. No, my cognition declines. I could tell when it declines. I could feel it. Literally, I be telling these doctors, like, I could feel it when it's coming on my body. You know, like, I can't explain how I feel these symptoms about to happen. I think, you know what, saying it out loud, I believe it's from going through the experience prior to me knowing, oh, my body's about to, you know, do some crazy stuff. Okay. So, anyways, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope that you gain whatever you need in life to make you prosperous, to make you happy, and to make you love yourself even more, because you are loved. Don't forget that. Peace, y'all.